Hello, it's me, French Ted, and we are here for the go-home show of Monday Night Raw for Elimination Chamber. But before we do that, we have got main event, and again, 0 attendance, and apparently it's unaired, even though they have a contract with YouTube. I don't know how it works. It must be some kind of bug in the system. I don't know. But yeah, we've kind of just doing what we normally do. NXT talent, give them matches and also give them boosts. This time round, I figured we could have NXT people just beat TNA people. So Hank and Tank get the win over Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards. So yeah, decent match, 41. No one grew pop in this one. That is why we have this. So this is our NXT video package that runs for like 12 minutes. It always gets a 100. I don't know why. Wait, did it get a 100? No, we got an 82. Don't worry. But yeah, these are just all the people that, you know, I'm high on, or I want their pop to grow. So yeah, just slowly scroll through them. You can see all the faces. Yeah. 82. They all grew at least 2 points. Some people grew by 0.2, 0.4. And then the main event was Hideo Itami versus Jonathan Gresham, and it got a 50. And it also got, I think it was a 73 match quality. And Hideo Itami actually grew in pop from this match, which is wild. But yeah, a good win here for Hideo Itami. Jonathan Gresham, thanks for coming over to take the loss. But yeah, that's main event. Nothing special. We're just using it to boost people's popularity and skills, I guess. So yeah, let's not waste any more time. Let's dive straight into Monday Night Raw. And here we are for Monday Night Raw, where, as you remember last week, that 6-man tag was booked. It would be Roman Reigns and the Usos versus Dominik, Mysterio and Judgment Day, whoever wanted to team up with him. And that will be our main event match tonight. But we kick off with some singles action, and Karrion Kross, who has his Intercontinental Championship match against Bron Breakker at Elimination Chamber, makes his eerie entrance as he opens the show, taking on Grayson Waller. A lovely 100 here from Karrion and Scarlett. But yeah, let's just dive straight into that first match. And of course, it's a huge win for Karrion Kross. He wins by submission, no less. Intimidating, riding a wave of momentum, made to look like a threat. Went up by 1.4. Wow, that's insane. Austin Theory was, of course, ringside trying to support his boy Grayson Waller, who tapped immediately when Karrion Kross locked in his submission. 77 match reaction, match quality 61 and a 70 overall. That's fine. Kross got the boost that we wanted, so there we go. Post-match, though, as Karrion Kross and Scarlett celebrate their win against Grayson Waller, Bron Breakker's music suddenly hits. Bron Breakker is back, and he is pissed. He comes sprinting down to the ring, spearing Austin Theory, who just so happened to be in the way, and then takes a victory lap as he then targets Karrion Kross. Just as he goes in for the attack, Scarlett throws herself in the way, and Bron immediately stops in his tracks, not wanting to hurt her. Remember, his beef is with Karrion alone, and he's not about to spear a woman. Security then managed to catch up with Bron as they all grab him, tackle him down, and drag him away, as Karrion Kross and Scarlett sarcastically wave bye-bye to him. You know, the little bye-bye, you know, see you on Saturday. As clearly, you know, they've got under the skin of Bron Breakker. And yeah, this should be a brutal match between these two men, and the titles on the line as well. So will Bron retain, or is it Karrion Kross's time to be the Intercontinental Champion? We'll have to wait and see. But following on from this, though, it is Los Gaza taking on the War Raiders. So Los Gaza obviously lost last week against Alpha Academy. Wasn't planned, but they did. So they were just a non-title action this week, because obviously if they won, maybe they would have pushed themselves up the ranks. Who knows? But Eric and Ivar, of course, get the win. You know, they're a masterful tag team. 4-star match quality, 83, but a shame that the popularity isn't really there for either team. But yeah, great match here from Eric and Ivar and Angel and Berto. 63 overall, as the War Raiders just continue to dominate the tag division. But following on from this win, Adam Pearce has an announcement. He announces that due to Alpha Academy's win last week, they have earned themselves a World Tag Team title match against the War Raiders, which will take place not Saturday, next Monday on Raw. And of course, we've just got these people featured because, you know, they all kind of want a tag title opportunity. So yeah, it will be Tozawa and Otis with Maxine Dupree ringside taking on Eric and Ivar of the War Raiders next week for the tag team championship. Speaking of championships though, Jordynne Grace is backstage with Kathy Kelly as she discusses life on Raw and how she has set her sights on challenging for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. When she says this though, we hear a little laugh and a clap off screen as Jade Cargill walks into frame and claims that Jordynne Grace needs to get in line because she hasn't earned a damn thing since coming onto Raw. And maybe instead of trying to challenge for a women's championship, how about you can watch me, Jade Cargill, win the Women's Intercontinental Championship. So it seems like Lyra has got a big old target on her back, and two very athletic and strong women are targeting her for her title. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. But yeah, good little segment here. Jordynne Grace putting herself in the title picture. Jade Cargill putting herself in the title picture. Lyra Valkyria is kind of just there, you know, she's welcoming all challengers. So we'll have to see where we go from there. Following on from this though, Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser in just a simple one-on-one action. You know, I thought that this would be a fun little match. 75 crowd reaction, 4-star match quality, nice, and a 79 overall. Good win for Sheamus. As you know, we go for steal the show as often as possible because I know these guys can do it, and yeah, really up their game. Good win for Sheamus. Sorry, Ludwig Kaiser, you're just going to have to wait your turn. We stay in the ring as well. We're kind of zooming through this. We stay in the ring as we head to tag team action. And it is two members of Damage Control, Dakota Kai and Io Sky, with their teammates ringside, taking on Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark of Pure Fusion. And in another really good match, 85 quality, it is Dakota Kai and Io Sky that get the win when Io hits the over the moonsault on Zoe Stark. 72 overall. Really good match here. All four members of Damage Control seem to still be pretty pally and friends, even though there is that threat looming because they are all facing each other in a fatal four-way at Elimination Chamber. The winner heading to WrestleMania. So, you know, post-match, there's a few stares, there's a few kind of like hesitations, but they are all very close, and I'm looking forward to that match. I think it should be a really, really good one. Following on from this, we head backstage as both New Day and the Usos are outside Adam Pearce's office complaining that Alpha Academy of all teams have been given a tag title match. Adam Pearce kind of just hushes the two teams. He was like, hey, whoa, calm down. And just keeps it simple and keeps it plain and simple for everyone. He says, hey, you guys faced each other and neither of you could get a win. Alpha Academy last week got a win. It's simple. They won. You guys haven't. They've got more wins under their belt in recent weeks than you guys. So, you know, they've earned an opportunity. So why don't you guys stop worrying about Otis and Tozawa and focus on yourselves? He then turns to the Usos, especially you two. Jay, Jimmy, you have a match tonight. Why don't you go find Roman and prepare for that? You know, they kind of sulk and wander off, and Kofi and Xavier sulk and wander off the other way. But yeah, just a fun little segment here between these two teams. You know, they think that they should be at the top of the division, but they just haven't been given that chance yet. Or maybe they haven't earned the chance yet. We'll have to see. But next up, just before our main event match, we have got all three members of that triple threat match in the ring. Well, not in the ring yet, but that is coming up next, where CM Punk, Sami Zayn, Drew McIntyre and Gunther will come face to face ahead of that match on Saturday. Of course, Gunther isn't in it, but he will be facing one of these three men. So let's jump to that segment now. So Gunther makes his way to the ring, the World Heavyweight Championship hanging over his shoulder. His arms are folded. He's smiling. You know, he's looking forward to the chaos that's probably going to happen, let's be honest. CM Punk's music hits first as he makes his way down to the ring, mic in hand. He reiterates to everyone that he is the best in the world, and he mocks both Drew and Sami for needing lucky moments to help keep them in the main event, referencing to Drew maybe not deserving the Rumble and Sami Zayn getting lucky back to back over CM Punk. CM Punk claims that he will punch his ticket to the main event of WrestleMania. Remember, the Royal Rumble winner main events WrestleMania. So if CM Punk can get this win, he replaces Drew and will be in that main event, something he hasn't got yet. And he says that once he's in that main event, he will rip the championship from you, Gunther. Gunther smiles and just seems to welcome the challenge. Gunther's mic isn't high. He's just talking and going, hey, come on, let's do this. Just then, Sami Zayn's music interrupts CM Punk. Sami points out that he beat Gunther when nobody else thought it was possible, referencing to obviously last year's dethroning at WrestleMania. And he also has a clean win over CM Punk. There was no luck involved. He says that he's sick of people claiming him to have luck or calling him an underdog. He goes, I'm not a long shot anymore. I'm the guy who gets it done when no one else can. And this Saturday, I'm going to get it done again. No luck. No trickery. And at WrestleMania, Gunther, I'm going to make it 2-0. And then suddenly, Drew McIntyre's music hits. As Sami gets interrupted, there seems to be a theme here. His music is blaring as he storms down to the ring looking visibly pissed. Before even making it to the ring, he's already got mic in hand. He's tearing into both of them. He just goes, someone make this make sense. I won the Royal Rumble. I earned the main event at WrestleMania. I outlasted both of you for it. Now, for some reason, I have to jump through more hoops because these two loudmouths decided to hijack my moment. You know what? If that's the case, fine. So be it. But just remember, Punk, Zayn, this will be the last time that either of you get a sniff at that world title once I claim it at WrestleMania. There's then a incredibly tense three-way stare down between Punk, McIntyre and Sami Zayn. When Gunther finally decides to break his silence and steps forward with a wide grin. He says, look, guys, it doesn't matter who wins on Saturday. You guys fight amongst yourselves like rats for scraps at my table. But when the dust settles and the food clears and we get to WrestleMania, I will crush whoever survives. Gunther then drops his mic, as if he thinks he's done like a mic drop moment, and just slowly exits the ring, walking backwards as Drew and Punk turn to watch Gunther leave, kind of trash talking a little bit when Sami seizes his opportunity and charges at Punk, nailing him with another haluva kick. That seems to be the only thing that Punk receives recently, completely laying Punk out. Drew then avoids a haluva kick from Sami, and the two of them begin to scrap as McIntyre shoves Sami across the ring and then charges at him, hitting him with a devastating claymore, knocking Sami out for the count. Drew McIntyre, kind of riding that anger and that momentum, celebrates to the crowd. He's like, "Rah!" As Gunther, who was watching on, slides back into the ring and scoops up Drew McIntyre and slams him into the mat with a huge powerbomb, standing tall over these three men, nursing their wounds, holding the title high, as the wreckage that's taken place just fades to black and we cut to an advert break ahead of our main event. So, CM Punk didn't really get any offense in there. He got haluva kicked out of nowhere. And then Drew McIntyre gets the one-up on Zayn, but then Gunther stands tall by getting the one-up on Drew McIntyre. So Gunther's kind of just did what he said he was going to do, but we'll have to wait to see which one of these three men win at Elimination Chamber, and then we'll obviously face Gunther at WrestleMania. I'm very excited to see how it turns out. Who's your money on, guys? Is it Punk? Is it Drew? Or is it Sami? We're going to have to obviously wait until Elimination Chamber. But yeah, really good segment here. 92. I booked every single section. And then, everyone grew except Punk because he's over as hell, so that's fine. But yeah, the adverts have played. You know, we've done all of our talking. We've all gone for a piss. It is now main event time. It is Dominik Mysterio, JD McDonough, and Finn Balor taking on Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and Roman Reigns. Dominic is here. Roman is here. And Roman finally gets to get his hands on Dominik Mysterio. And in what ends up being a really good match, where all 6 men get to kind of showcase their skills and, you know, what they're about. It appears that Roman Reigns and his aggression is just too much for Judgment Day. Just as Roman is about to get the upper hand and seal the win, Dominik Mysterio, who's been evading Roman the entire match, just seizes a little moment of opportunity, hot tags himself in, rolls up Roman Reigns with a handful of tights, and shocks the whole arena as the referee counts 1, 2, 3. Dominik Mysterio has just pinned Roman Reigns. So I guess it's Dominic 2, Reigns 0. Really fun match. I imagine in real life that moment at the end would have been wild. 87 crowd reaction, 3.5 star match quality, you know, nothing too crazy, and 83 overall. Dom apparently can't go that long, which is interesting. I might have to just change that. But yeah, really good match. Greens all round. Dom, JD, and Finn all getting a little boost while the rest of these guys are dropping slightly. Reigns, of course, dropping the most because he did eat the pin and also wasn't mad about eating the pin. I was afraid it would have been like Roman Reigns is unhappy with this segment, but he was happy to be pinned by Dominik Mysterio. Of course, it was a roll-up, so it wasn't, you know, like a definitive pin. But yeah, Dominik Mysterio gets the pin. So he eliminates Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble, and now he pins him in the middle of the ring, albeit, you know, with a pull of the tights, but still. Following on from this, though, Dom makes his quick escape. So he smartly escapes the ring and celebrates through the crowd with Finn and JD McDonough. Reigns is in the ring furious, of course, after being embarrassed once again by Dominik Mysterio when he notices that not every member of the Judgment Day has left. Carlito then realizes too late that he is now alone in a 3-on-1 situation. The Usos super kick him and throw him into the ring, feeding him to a feral Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns then clocks his hand and hits Carlito with a Superman punch, followed by a mean looking spear. Reigns then climbs the ropes, semi-celebrating, but ultimately so that he can stare down Dom, who looks on in horror from the edge of the arena. You know, Dom is like, holy shit, this man is going to get me soon, and I'm not ready for it. But that is how we end the go home show for WWE Raw. Dominik Mysterio escaping Roman Reigns after getting one up on him again. So yeah, that is Raw this time. Nice jump in popularity. Of course, we've got Karrion Kross versus Bron Breakker at the Elimination Chamber. Following on from that, we also have the triple threat match here where it's Sami Zayn, CM Punk, and Drew McIntyre. Nearly forgot Drew then. And then, of course, there's the fatal 4-way between all members of Damage Control, Io Sky, Kairi Sane, Asuka, and Dakota Kai. One of those women will go on to face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. And then all the other kind of storylines. The tag title storyline is ongoing. Jordan Grace and Jade Cargill are aiming for that Intercontinental Championship. And yeah, fun little card. I enjoyed it. Hope you guys did too. Let's end the show. And we just need to get through to Friday and look at our 3 NXT shows on top of anything else that decides to come in. So let's just wait for this to load. Okay, there we go. So let's jump into mail. Most of it's just going to be main event on Raw. Yep. And then, of course, yeah, Tokyo, not Tokyo. What's TJPW? It's Joshi Pro Wrestling. Is it Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling? Is it? Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, Yuka Sakazaki getting a renewal. I don't think it'll be an exclusive. And also, if she does sign exclusive, it's not the end of the world, is it? Okay, so we're here at Wednesday. Cool. Ashante has signed. And Stardom have made an offer for Mina Shirakawa. Again, I'm sure it's not exclusive. And I don't think Mina is someone who would work in WWE. I love Mina. Trust me. I love Mina. But I can't see it working. Although we've got Mariah May in. Oh, what do we do? We've got Mariah May. Let's take a look at Mina's numbers and see what happens. Mina Shirakawa. She could work. Informal. 73 wrestling skill, 89 stamina. Good chemistry as opponents and teams. Oh, I think we do it. I do want to make the women's roster stronger, and this could be a tag team. Could be. Let's see what we can do. Monthly written. We'll go into NXT. Upper mid NXT. Heel, yeah. What do we want her thing to be? She's kind of like a bit sexy, and she's a bit naughty, isn't she? Bit naughty. What do we have? What could be? It's annoying that you can't just search. Degenerate, demon, defective, ditzy, diva, empty-headed bimbo. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, what else do we have? Extremist, fans owned, fitness, flamboyant, bright materials. No, that's not right. Freshly squeezed. Okay, gaijin. Girl next door. Often needing saving. No, I don't know about that. Yeah. Highlight reel, hillbilly, hide gun, Hollywood. Just whatever the next one. Joshi bitch. Stuck up bitch. No. Known for her a cute, sexy wrestler. Known as much for her photo books as for her wrestling. I think I'm going to go for that one. Yeah. Because, you know, let's be honest. I think I saw pictures of Mina before I saw her wrestle. Let's go 3. I want her to sign. So let's go 740. And let's make that, because we've got tons of money. Signing bonus, 20k, fuck it. Yeah, make offer. Cool. So hopefully she will, she probably won't sign in the next day. That's annoying, but that's fine. Let's get to Friday, and maybe we'll have some good Mina news in the next episode. We'll find out now if Stardom had put in an exclusive contract, or AEW want to put in an exclusive contract for Mina. Now, because normally when you put in... Oh, she accepts it. That was quick. Cool. Finalize. So is she just in developmental now? Oh. There we go. Sorted. She's here. Wicked. Alright, nice. And we've got Mariah as well, haven't we? Where's Mariah? What? We do have Mariah. Hold on. My roster. Is Mariah on the main roster? Whoa. We do have Mariah May. Yeah. Oh, okay. It starts 22nd of March. Okay. Whew. Take a breath, Ted. Take a breath. Okay. She does start. I thought for a second that something happened. But yeah, sorry, we're at Friday now. There's not much else to look at except the event history. So we had Monday Night Raw. Anything else on Raw? Nope. So let's just go through all of the NXT matches that we've got. So first show, we're just going to ignore the angles, look at the matches. The team of Stephanie Vaquer, Sol Ruka, and Shotzi defeat Jasmine Nix, Nikita Lyons, and Fallon Henley. Interesting that Nikita has joined this trio, but okay. The D'Angelo family lose against Josh Briggs and Yoshiki Inamura. Interesting picture of Inamura. Like, he looks so different there from what we see on NXT. Ridge Holland gets the win over Cutler James. That's a terrible Cutler James picture. That will be updated soon. Wes Lee gets the win over Francisco Akira. Nice. Fraxium obviously defeats Swipe Right. Decent. Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights defeat Brooks Jensen and Nico Vance. Nice. Hideo Itami gets the win over Eddie Thorpe. Nice. And in the main event, Gabe Kidd defeats Javon Evans. Now, that is a match I would love to see. These are two guys I'm really high on. Yeah, that's an awesome win. Really good show from NXT. Let's look at Dynamite now just to see what they do. Brody King defeats Big Boom AJ. Love that AJ's in here. Boom! So Nick Jackson, Wardlow, and Kota Ibushi, interesting team, defeat Hobbs, Cassidy, and Hook. Of course, Monet defeats Tony Storm. MJF defeats Jay Lethal. That would be a fun match. Malachi Black defeats Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. Of course, you can kind of run the story that these two were so focused on each other that Black took advantage. And then in the main event, the Hurt Syndicate retain against Cope and Darby Allin. Moving on to our second NXT show of the week. Big match here. This is a 4-way tag team. Wow, Charlie Dempsey and Tavion Heights get the win over Metaphor, Nico Vance and Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs and Inamura. Nikita Lyons and Ariana Grace. Nikita teaming with everyone in tag team action, defeat Carly Bright and Kendall Gray. Tyreek Igwe gets the win over Hayden Pittman. Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley defeat JC Jane and Wendy Chu. This is a 4-way match where Fallon Henley gets the win over Carmen Petrovic, Adriana Rizzo and Vipress. And then in the main event, in a non-title match, Gabe Kidd defeats Obafemi. That's got to mean something. I mean, I know that AI is stupid and they're not going to book it, but Gabe Kidd gets the win over our NXT champion Obafemi. I mean, there's got to be a title match soon, surely. And then moving on to Thursday, we'll quickly look at TNA Impact. I'm just going to scroll through, really. If you guys want to pause and read, you can do it. I'm not really fussed about TNA anymore. Their roster's not great. Yeah, we're just going to keep talking through it. Oh, main event match, though. Hammerstone and Ace Austin are still the tag team champions. Let's look at New Japan's 53rd anniversary. Wow, and let's see what's going on here. Tanahashi retains against Cobb. The West Coast Wrecking Crew retain against Shota and Zilla. That's an interesting pairing. Suji is still champion against Lawler. El Phantasmo continues to win, and the other half of the Grizzled Young Veterans lose as well against El Desperado. Takahashi and Naito defeat Sanada and Takeshita. Oh, Takeshita loses after going exclusive. Jake Lee retains his strong title against Ugg and Tagaki. And Goto is still our World Heavyweight Champion. Nice. And there, let's end with Level Up. Angle involving those two. Hideo Itami defeats Sean Legacy. JC Jane defeats Shotzi. Is it Shotzi or Shotzi? I don't know. The No Quarter Catch Crew, Charlie Dempsey and Tavion Heights defeat the tag champions Fraxium. So is that a tag title match on the horizon? Jordan Grace, for some reason, is still in NXT. That doesn't make sense, but okay. Big Cass gets the win over Eddie Thorpe. And then in the main event, Sean Spears retains his NXT North American title. Because remember, this was before Ricky Starks won it from him. Against Obafemi, Bo Dallas and Ricky Saints. Why is Obafemi in a North American title match? Who knows? But yeah, why is Jordan Grace? She's not there. Yeah, so what's happening? What's going on, game? Make that make sense. Maybe if I send her down and bring her back up, maybe that will help. Hold on, my roster. Let's go Jordan Grace. Let's send to developmental, send, and then let's go to developmental, and let's bring her back up, recall from developmental, we'll go mid card, bring to main roster, and then we go back to my roster, and then we find Jordan, and then we put her back. Oh, she's already on Raw. Okay, cool, nice one. So yeah, I believe that's everything. Some real big NXT matches there. Gabe Kidd killing it. Mina Shirakawa, I mean, speech impediment, has signed exclusively with NXT. Mariah May will be here imminently. I'm not going to bother with any of the contracts. I'll do that another time. I'll do that off camera. We're basically going to renew everyone, I think. If we don't, they'll get closer and closer up here and you'll see them disappear. But yeah. That's it for this one. We have got the SmackDown Go Home show coming up next, which is the final show before Elimination Chamber. So very, very exciting. Cannot wait to book it. Cannot wait for you guys to see it. So yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, and I will see each and every one of you in the next one.